I'm happy to be joined by David Pizarra, Director of North East Opera based in Middlesbrough, and Charlene, a long-standing member, who are on a mission to amplify the voices of marginalised individuals through their unique opera performances, including a contemporary opera-infused cover of She's Like the Wind that will be played for the first time on radio right here on BBC Radio Tees. How are you both doing, by the way?
We're really happy to be here.
We are so excited to be here. It's no words.
Yeah. No, it's a big moment for us because, you know, we're doing something a little bit unexpected. Nobody thought that they might want to hear an opera-infused version of She's Like the Wind. But we've been so far getting a really lovely reception from it, just on the YouTube. Yeah. So to present it on the radio is a real big moment for us.
Oh, I bet, and we'll get into the song in a moment. I had a chance to listen to it last night and watch the video. I was so impressed by it. Let's take it back. Can you tell us about the inspiring mission of North East Opera and how it uplifts the voices of marginalised individuals in society?
Well, we for a long time operated under the company Streetwise Opera, and we started in Middlesbrough in 2008, and we'd been working up until the pandemic, doing 2 sessions, one at the Methodist Asylum Seeker Project, and then one that, you know, lived in various spots. It used to live at Welly Street next to the police station, then it was Stages Academy, and then we moved to Hope Northeast, where Charlene will tell you a little bit about later, and then we went to Mima, and then we went to the Town Hall, and then the pandemic struck, and then Streetwise had to rethink everything. And so they had to leave not only Middlesbrough but Newcastle as well. And so Newcastle's groups, they kind of formed one choir and met at a church, and we had 2 groups that still wanted to keep moving and keep doing things, so we had to set up a new charity. Yeah. And that comes with a whole set of challenges, and I can imagine it's been a difficult journey. Yeah. It sounds like you've been on quite the journey from venue to venue, different location, and luckily that you're still hanging in there. And not letting long-standing members like Charlene go back to not having a platform like North East Opera, or what was the other one? Streetwise. Which would have been incredibly sad. What are some specific ways in which North East Opera provides a platform and service for those who are typically underrepresented and helps them express themselves through music? Well, we start from a kind of gentle but professional kind of set of workshops, you know. So we meet every Monday, and at the Town Hall, and with our other group we meet on a Friday. But we create a professional atmosphere where we rehearse music, discuss drama, think about ways of changing up opera to suit us, you know, and we let the room decide what's going to work. So we don't have just one director. We don't have just one soloist. You know, we take it in turns to have solos. We tell lots of different types of stories. Sometimes we take an opera like The Barber of Seville and make it local and say The Barber of Saltersgill, you know, or, you know, just things like that. It's really simple things, you know, to spice it up. And you know, if there's an aria that's like 8 minutes long, we might chop it up. And those that don't know what an aria is, can you give us a breakdown, please, David? Well, an aria is just a pop, you know, it's a song, and the words of an aria are probably not going to be too complicated, you know. So you want to have, as well, you know, as being the poet that you are, if you can make it simple, then people can kind of project what they are feeling onto the simple poetry of an aria or a song or things like that. So a good pop song does that. So, like, you know, the great pop song writers aren't going to tell you specifics. They're going to speak in broad strokes and general terms. And so a really good pop song is very closely related to a really good aria.
Lovely stuff. I kind of said it as if other people might need educating on it, but really I need to know what it was.
I think you've got a good sensibility, Shakk. I think you've got an instinct, which is just as important.
Oh, Charlene, you're a long-standing member and worked with David for a long time now. How has your journey been, and how did you get involved in opera?
I was just in a place called Hope North East. It was actually a drug and alcohol rehabilitation service. I think it's now called Recovery Connections.
It is.
And I just heard the music coming from the back room, and I went, "What's that?" So they just said, "Oh, it's Streetwise Opera," and I went, "Can I have a look?" And I walked into that room, and I'm still walking into the rooms now, 12 years later?
12 years, yeah.
Wow, what a journey.
Yeah.
And are you doing those solos as well?
I have had a few solos.
More than a few.
Yeah. And I love helping out our other members, the ones who feel like, Nora, I don't have the confidence to do that.
Yeah.
I like to actually be there and go, look, you do have the confidence, you do have the voice, and you actually need to step up and get out in the front.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
They love me for that.
No.
I'm like
Charlene,
a big sister.
Oh, that's nice. Charlene, have you ever been in a position where you didn't have the confidence when you first started there and went into the back room here? How was your confidence, or were you someone that was just like, this is for me?
Oh, well, for singing, I only ever done karaoke, and I thought only dogs would like my voice and cats. I walked into the room, and within the first year and a half, Dave and Emily actually gave me a solo, and we were actually working on our very, very first opera called The Riverkeeper.
Yeah.
And my solo was in that, and that
You
just
had a hand
gave
in
me-
writing it as well, didn't
Yeah.
you?
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I mean, it's, Charlene's got great instincts. She really does, and we were able to kind of be there to catch, and her curiosity was that catalyst, and she's a born performer.
Wow,
Really,
I kind of feel like I need to pop down to one of these sessions at the town hall and witness this, and maybe I can even have my own solo.
I tell you what, Shakk, you are always welcome. Honestly.
I'm going to take you up on that.
No, honestly, we'd love to, but we'd also love to learn about how you do what you do, because, I know from people who've worked with you in these situations, he's, you know what you're doing.
I try my best. And
Yeah.
The power of music is it's just such a powerful thing, really, isn't it? I don't know how else to explain it. It has the power to change lives, change perspectives, and do so much for people. And I think people like yourself that create a charity like North East Opera, there's not the biggest reward you get from it is the difference you make in people's lives. And
yeah, I mean, I think the main thing is we love to perform, but the actual fun is in the workshop.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's like, because we have moments in a workshop where someone will improvise, or something will happen, and it will only happen that one time in that, and then there's no audience there for it, and we're just like, oh my God, that was unexpected and genius, and can we repeat it? Maybe we can, maybe we can't. And that's what the thing is. It's about the process. It's not just about the finished product.
the journey. It's all about the
journey.
So, I'm really excited about your upcoming show at Middlesbrough Town Hall on July 17th. Can you give us a preview of what the audience can expect at Middlesbrough Town Hall?
Well, they can expect the unexpected,
a bit of everything.
It's kind of family friendly in a way, because we are going to perform alongside our community choir. So the Middlesbrough Town Hall Community Choir starts the show, and that little program will be very varied, and then our program will be very different, and there's fewer of us, but we make a lot of noise per person, and we like to mix it up. So we'd like to do kind of like work songs, folk songs, gospel songs, but give them a kind of edge a bit of raw.
Northeast.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of giving these songs an edge,
Yeah.
your cover of She's Like the Wind is a unique blend of contemporary opera. Can you share the inspiration behind choosing this song and how it resonates with the work you do at North East Opera?
Well, it happened by accident, like all good things. We were talking about Carmen. Carmen is one of the go-to operas for the beginner because it's got recognizable tunes like "Da da da, be ready for the fight, on guard." You know, it's got that you can get on a ringtone. It's got really great music, but but really, the most interesting character is a baddie, and she is a she, so she's a woman. So at the time, Carmen was a real trailblazer of an opera. It was part of this kind of movement called Verismo. So instead of operas being about gods and like heroes and this, that, or the other, this is about a gypsy woman who is actually a bit of a wrong'un. You know, she starts pretty early on in the opera stabbing somebody.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so she's
Very dramatic.
Yeah, a barefoot, gypsy in Spain, and so it's already kind of edgy. So you don't really you can go to a proper version of Carmen and come away thinking, wow, this is amazing. But equally, you take the form of Carmen and, like we do, we slice it up. And one of her victims, this Spanish soldier, Don Jose, at one point in the opera sings this most beautiful song called The Flower Song. And it's just so beautiful, and saying about how he's, doing everything he can for Carmen, and she's kind of,
Can you give us a little example of the flower song? I've heard your voice now, David. It was so flawlessly done that I kind of just need to hear a little bit more.
I was going to say, I'm not in this one.
Are you going to back him up?
Well, I could, but
Just go for it, David.
La fleur que tu m'avais jetée. And that was in French.
Oh, wow.
That's all you're gonna get. But it's about saying, like, you threw this flower at me, and now all these promises, and what's going on, and you're a bit, I can't guess what you're thinking, and this, that, and the other. And we joked and said, it could be a bit like, your average pop song where a guy's like tearing his hair out about this woman, and like any good pop song. And so we said, or like She's Like the Wind. We're joking. We're honestly joking. She's Like the Wind, because I have a very special relationship with like how I love Patrick Swayze. As we all do.
Relationship.
Yeah, and so Patrick Swayze, he's a bit of something for everybody. He could be a rugged thug in one scene, or he could be a doctor in another, movie. He could be anything, versatile. So, and he's
Ghost.
Exactly. Come on, he can be a ghost. He could be a surfer villain. I mean, it's just what can he be?
Pottery expert.
A bouncer, a Zen bouncer. I mean, come on.
Heck of a dancer.
Yeah, heck of a dancer. So She's Like the Wind is perfect. And I just realized that She's Like the Wind was not written for Dirty Dancing. It was written for a couple other movies before. So he was kind of offering it to other movies. And they were like, oh, nice song. Yeah, I don't think it'll work in this one.
I didn't know this.
Yes. And see, that's the thing about art and how interchangeable and fluid it can be.
Yeah.
So when we were joking about using She's Like the Wind instead of choking on the French, She's Like the Wind has got the same sentiment. The kind of like, wait a minute, so she's like the wind. I can't grab the wind. It's like, it's she's making me crazy, and but yeah.
Well, can you tell us where we can find the track online if we want to listen? Because I'm sure people, after hearing you crack out those notes there, they're going to want to. They're going to want to dig a little deeper.
Well, we're on the web, so northeastopera.com. We just started our YouTube channel just a couple weeks ago,
and hit 1,000 views on that video already.
No, well, we're getting views, but also like I say, how would you describe how we like to have fun, don't we? And
Oh yeah.
I mean, we're serious some of the time, but we have a lot of fun with She's Like the Wind, don't we?
Yeah, we do have a lot of fun with our songs when we're doing them, and doing She's Like the Wind, doing the motions, the dances,
Yeah.
and everything. It was really, really funny to actually see some thoughts that came out of some people.
Yeah.
You're holding back there on
No, exactly.
Charlie's not going to tell us all the crazy stuff that's happened.
But even though we're talking about really serious things, we often are laughing.
Yeah.
You know, because we're thinking of ways to make the thing happen, and Charlene often hits up with good dance moves and shapes to throw.
No means am I a
Exactly.
choreographer, but
Neither are any of us, but
Maybe
collectively.
we can put something together after this. We'll do a little choreography.
Well,
get me
mainly
singing.
a lot of our things are based around the power grab.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think I might have done that a few times at a performance.
Of course you have. That's
grabbing
just
the atmosphere.
Yeah, dude.
So it's an honour to debut your track on radio. I feel like we need to shine a light on more things happening right here in Teesside, and as part of my job on the BBC Music Introducing Show, we like to shine a light on all the hidden gems in the area. So it literally is an honour to be able to play this track for the first time on the radio. Would you like to introduce it for us?
This is North East Opera's single, She's Like the Wind. I hope you enjoy it all.
Smashed it, Charlene.
She's like the wind through my trees. She rides the night close to me. She leads me to moonlight, only to burn me with the sun. She's breaking my heart, and she doesn't know what she's done.
She's like the wind, and there's the wind blowing there as well. It's Shakk here on BBC Radio Tees. I was joined by North East Opera, doing absolutely amazing thing. It's such a joy to have a chat with them about all the amazing things they're doing in the area. There's just not enough of it in our area, and it takes selfless people to go and start these charities and put all the time and effort into it, and I really do appreciate them being in our area. Now, coming up on BBC Radio Tees, we've got lots of good tunes that we're going to squeeze in before